The fallout continues after a hacking attack involving nude photos of celebrities that were posted online for the world to see. It's not just an embarrassing breach of privacy for the stars who were exposed, but it's also highlighting the risks of taking these kinds of compromising pictures on your phone. Joining me now to talk more about this is Tampa attorney Deborah Folk. She is with Gray Robertson, so thank you so much for being here today. This has really been stunning to people. You know, if you go online and you read social media, they'll say, well, don't take the pictures in the first place, which seems like the obvious answer. But when we talk about the legal angle of this, even if you legitimately have these pictures on your phone, what are your rights?
Well, it depends on who actually pushed the button and took the actual photograph at this point. So if it is legitimately a selfie and the owner of the phone has pushed the button, then they would be the copyright owner.
Okay. But how do you enforce these rights?
Well, to enforce the rights, in order to be able to assert your copyrights in a federal court, you actually have to have the copyrights registered with the U.S. Copyright Office. So you cannot bring an action in a court of law without having a copyright registration number. So initially what would have to be done is that the owner of the copyright would have to file a takedown notice under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act to the websites that are hosting these images and allowing for individuals to post these images, and then in the meantime, file their copyrights with the U.S. Copyright Office. And,
now, wait, that's a lot of work.
It takes a lot of time. Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of time.
For the layperson, there's no shortcut, no easy way, no way to get these back or to block them from being shown?
Not from an intellectual property standpoint. If you can get them on, you know, if they're nude and they're obscene, you could get them on, you know, an obscenity issue. You could get that on an invasion of privacy. You would get them on some other issue besides an intellectual property issue.
So what can people do to prevent this type of invasion of privacy?
Well, you know, it's going to be sort of the self-help remedies, the, you know, having double passwords on your phone. Don't take the images to begin with. Make sure that if you're using iCloud to turn off, you know, the ability to allow for those images to be shared with multiple devices. You know, if you have an iPhone and you're using the iCloud, make sure that you have your iPad and your MacBook Air and all of those devices that share the iCloud, you know, have that ability to share on the cloud turned off.
Then that picture won't show up in several different places, which I think there was a movie recently based on something similar to that.
And choose a password that is not obvious. Don't choose your dog's name. You know, I think Paris Hilton, you know, somebody hacked into hers because her password was Tinkerbell, which is the name of her dog, which apparently was readily available information to the public on the internet. Exactly. Don't pick that.
No.
And if you pick security questions, don't answer them truthfully, so that, you know, when you go back and, you know, you'll know that you didn't answer them truthfully. But if somebody gets a hold of your phone, Googles your name, and they find out that your mother's maiden name is George,
there you go.
There you go.
Well, you know, and you've just proven that there is an easy answer to preventing all this, but it's a lot more complicated once it happens.
That's exactly right.
All right. Deborah, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.